Welcome back to Chicago Now. We are working our way through a Thursday morning.
Yeah, we are. It's not so bad outside. Caitlin, it was a nice start to the day.
Yeah, sure. It's quiet. Small chance for maybe a shower later, but the weather is good. So it's a special person's birthday today.
Who could we be referring to? Delaney Garcia. The brains behind this operation turns. It's her 21st birthday today, isn't it?
Over and over.
She's going to be doing her 21 shots. Of Malort. No, 28 years young, 29 years young.
29 Next year's
young.
the big 3-0. Delaney, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Delaney.
Sorry you have to work. She's the MVP this month.
MVP. She's our
Delaney.
MVP. Happy birthday, Delaney.
So we've got a busy day ahead. We're talking about the farmers market. We actually have our Justine Baker at the farmers market this morning, checking out the hot spots to go and maybe chatting with a couple people. And we also got some news from Brookfield Zoo, which is very sad. If you are following Brookfield Zoo on Instagram, you probably already heard they had a baby dolphin that unfortunately didn't make it. So I pulled up the post that they made, and they mentioned that they are deeply heartbroken to share the sudden loss of the 4-day-old bottlenose dolphin calf that was born early Saturday morning. The male calf had been showing encouraging signs of development, nursing, slipstreaming, and receiving strong maternal care from his mother, Allie. But despite 24-hour expert monitoring and support, he experienced a rapid and unexpected decline yesterday evening. And their dedicated scientists and external partners are investigating to help determine the cause. Something that they also mentioned is that dolphin calves, 1 in 5 don't make it through their first year. So Mama is receiving attentive and loving care from the animal care and veterinary teams, and they're monitoring her health and recovery during this difficult time.
That is so sad. I'm sure the folks over at Brookfield are absolutely heartbroken.
Oh yeah, I was looking back at their other posts. They were looking forward to this. They knew her due date was in June, and the little baby didn't make it.
Okay, well, our hearts go out to all you folks at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago. It's a difficult time for you, I know. Another story that we have been tracking, and this is for some weeks, seems like months now, perhaps it is months, but the Diddy trial. There's some big developments that we want to chime everybody in on. It has been a month, the last month, full of all kinds of twists and turns. There's been efforts on the defense's part to have this case thrown out. The judges rejected that, but to break it all down and get us updated this morning, we are joined by TMZ executive producer Michael Babcock. Always good to see you, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us here on Chicago Now. We appreciate it, sir.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
All right, so let me start off just by asking you, the recent testimony that we heard from Diddy's ex, she's going by the pseudonym Jane. What has been the most surprising or revealing moment with regard to this most recent testimony from Jane?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been really interesting, and I think there have been really strong points and powerful testimony when she has been questioned by the prosecution, but also on cross-examination from the defense. That's what happened yesterday in the courtroom, and I think there were some really substantial moments here for Diddy. So Jane was on the stand, and this is somebody who is somewhat different from some of the other people who have been alleged victims here, like Cassie and another woman named Mia, in that this Jane clearly really cared for Diddy, and she really wanted to be in a committed relationship with him. And it seems like from her testimony that Diddy was the one who didn't want to be exclusive with her and wanted to be with other women. There was a moment in the testimony yesterday where she was asked by Tenny Garagos, who is Mark Garagos' daughter, she's on the defense team, to talk about a moment where she had said something to Diddy. Diddy was on vacation with somebody else, another celebrity, and Jane wanted him to come back, and she used the freak-offs, which they called the hotel nights. She used that to essentially apply leverage to him to get him to come back. She said, if you don't end this vacation early and come back to me, we're not going to have these hotel nights. So if you want to do that, then you better come back. And sure enough, he came back. And that's important because, you know, this whole trial is a battle between the framing. The prosecution wants to show Diddy as this incredibly wealthy and powerful person who had, you know, this enormous influence over these women, and he could get them to do what he wanted them to do against their own will. But the defense wants to show these are adults who, on their own free will and volition, you know, made these choices, and showing this person who was supposed to be a victim as, again, you know, using these parties to get Diddy to do things that she wanted him to do. That cuts exactly against. It's the polar opposite of what the prosecution is saying happened here. So, you know, that's not to say he's going to be found not guilty, but I do think it was a significant moment for Diddy yesterday. It just, what do the jurors think of it? That's the question, and obviously that's not something we're going to know until they deliberate.
So we understand that Jane also made references to Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Shaq during her testimony. What did she say? Yeah,
this was strange. She said that that her and Diddy used to, and they would obviously, when they had these parties, they would bring in somebody else, typically one other person, a male escort, and they compared themselves, or they likened themselves, Jane, Diddy, and the escort, to Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and to Michael Jordan. Obviously, three of the greatest NBA players. I don't need to tell you guys this, right? Yeah. Three of the greatest NBA players of all time. So it was a strange thing. I mean, there was something else they would refer, or Diddy would refer to Jane. His pet name for her was Crack Pipe, I suppose, because he felt like she was, you know, a very addicting person. But these are the little things that have come out. We've heard voice messages. We've seen text messages. I mean, it's been despite the fact that it's not televised because it's a federal case, there has been a lot of information coming out of that courtroom, and it's really explosive stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Among the things coming out, I understand there are certain non-disclosure agreements that have been brought up in court, and also testimony from hotel staff. Will you kind of run us through how those factors have been playing in so far, Michael?
Yeah, well, I think one of the most interesting portions of this entire 3 or 4 weeks that the trial's been happening is we finally found out why that video from the Intercontinental Hotel from 2016, where Diddy was brutalizing Cassie in the hallway and by the elevator banks, we found out finally why that took like 8-9 years to come out. It's because Diddy had allegedly paid off the hotel security to the tune of $100,000 in cash in a brown bag. It's like a scene out of a movie. And he had paid off 3 people at the hotel, $50,000 to one person, 30 to another, 20 to the other. And because of that, the video did not come out. They essentially buried that video, and then, you know, despite promising Diddy that they had erased all copies, obviously that wasn't the case, and it ultimately made its way to CNN and then to federal prosecutors. But that was really interesting. You also heard from hotel staff who testified to the status or the condition of hotel rooms as Diddy would leave them. It was so bad that one of these hotel managers said that they would actually block off the room after Diddy checked out because they knew it needed a thorough professional cleaning. They would charge him something like $1,000 extra because they knew they were going to have to pay for the cleaning. And it just sort of gives a sense of how seemingly wild these parties were, that they left these hotel rooms trashed.
So looking forward to what's still to come, any key moments or witnesses that we should be keeping an eye or an ear out for?
So, yeah, believe it or not, nothing is ahead of schedule, right? And certainly not trials these days, but they are actually making good timing here. And it's possible that by next Wednesday, the prosecution could rest. And then obviously the defense will have their opportunity to present whatever evidence they choose to. And then it's time for jury deliberation. So barring something completely unforeseen here, they're done with victims. There's no more victims that will testify, or alleged victims, although that obviously could change last minute. But yeah, right now this could be in the defense's hands by Thursday morning, and we're off and running here, and I think it's not crazy to say that by July 4th you could actually have a verdict in this case, and Diddy finds out what the rest of his life looks like.
Wow. Now in the background is kind of Hollywood paying attention to, and the entertainment industry paying attention to this case. You know, here in Chicago we're obviously very, very familiar with what unfolded with R. Kelly. And how, in the meantime, as all this testimony and all this evidence is coming to light, how has Diddy's perspective with people or from people in the entertainment industry. You've got your finger on the pulse of this. Is this another R. Kelly in the making, or is this completely dependent on the verdict here?
I know. I mean, if he was found not guilty, I suppose there's a world in which people came back to Diddy. But I mean, for all of the celebrity friends that he had over like a 3-decade-plus career where he was on top of the hip hop world, they have run the other way. Nobody wants to be associated with Diddy right now. That's why you're not, I mean, he has so many celebrity friends, obviously, but that's why you're not seeing anybody or hardly anybody speak up for Diddy, because nobody wants to be attached to this. There's a thought amongst people that these parties involve celebrities, so nobody wants to be seen as, perceived to be speaking out for him. And then there's speculation that that person might have been involved in these freak-offs. People have run the other way as fast as they possibly could. And honestly, I don't think, even if he was not guilty, with the videos we've seen and the things we've heard, it's hard for me to imagine him ever getting back to that stature that he once sat at.
Oh, totally.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to take a right turn here, talking about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. This is juicy as well. So I guess, go ahead.
No, I am sorry. So there was actually a really big moment in this case this week. So if people aren't aware, they were on the movie It Ends With Us. They had a horrible relationship on set, and they have both sued each other. Blake sued him first for sexual harassment, and then Justin Baldoni sued Blake Lively back for defamation, as well as Ryan Reynolds, her husband, and the New York Times, who wrote this long expose on what happened on set, allegedly. So that was a lawsuit from Justin to Blake and Ryan and New York Times. Was a $400 million lawsuit. That has been thrown out, or at least the defamation portion, which was the larger portion of his lawsuit, thrown out. Judge said there are no grounds for this lawsuit. So now the only thing that exists is Blake's lawsuit against Justin for sexual harassment. It sounds like, we've talked to Justin's lawyer, it sounds like they're going to refile a lawsuit, but it's going to be much more focused and far less in scope. So he says the fight's not over. She views this as a massive victory for her. She feels like she's been vindicated. But anybody who is tired or sick of this story, who thought this was going to be over, sounds like
Buckle in.
yet.
Buckle in again.
Right.
But as it stands right now, it's still just a lawsuit against Baldoni. She's still got to win that, correct?
She does. And they say, believe it or not, Justin's side said, no, we didn't lose. We want her lawsuit to remain because we want to prove that she is lying and my client's not a sexual harasser. And so they are framing this. I mean, it's a heck of a way to twist things around, I think. But they are framing this as if this is actually a win for Justin, because he still has the opportunity to prove that he did nothing wrong.
Could you give us the nuts and bolts of that, the harassment claim? What did Blake say?
Yeah, so it was that movie It Ends With Us was a fairly popular movie, although this is kind of, this has become a bigger story than the actual
movie. Yeah.
Right? This is all people talk about when it comes to that movie. But basically what it comes down to is that Justin, or Blake claimed that Justin, who was also a producer in the movie, he was inappropriate on set, that he was acting in an inappropriate way. It's a love story, that he was doing things that she didn't like or she felt uncomfortable with. And that's really the basis for what the lawsuit, this is how it started. And then obviously a million things have happened since with them suing each other. But that's what it all started, as a sexual harassment claim, a civil lawsuit. This is not criminal.
Now, with regard to that, I know that Baldoni's side, refresh my memory if I'm wrong here, released a bunch of stuff, including the raw tape of one of the scenes in question, which was, I believe, I just remember seeing them dancing kind of
you're exactly right.
cheek to cheek. And I remember at the time when it came out, a lot of people jumped on Justin Baldoni's side saying, hey, this proves that there were, if this is the worst thing in question, will you kind of get us updated for folks who are unfamiliar with that dynamic?
Yeah, by the way, great recall. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what they did. The scene was very short in the movie. There was not even any dialogue in that scene, but they released something like a 10-minute raw clip where you can hear the interaction where Blake and Justin are talking to each other. And from my perspective, and I think a lot of people who watched it, I think they came away with there was a relative consensus that it didn't seem like anything inappropriate happened here. And she says she felt uncomfortable, but when you watch the video, it doesn't sound like there was anything said that would be questionable or anything was done. No action, no physical touching that would be inappropriate. It was a love scene, so they were close. They were slow dancing with each other. But I think a lot of people watched that and said, I don't know, she's got a leg to stand on here. What happened while they were filming the rest of the movie, I suppose Obviously we don't know that.
Right.
But for that one scene, it didn't sound like or seem like there was too much there, to be honest.
Where does the smear campaign come into play? Because didn't Justin do something, pay people to get Blake to look really bad on social media platforms? Did that happen first and then Blake retaliated, or?
Well, so the movie, the alleged harassment happens. She then files the lawsuit against Justin, and then anything that happened after that, it would have been post her lawsuit. But you're right though. I mean, they've in fact both accused each other of orchestrating smear campaigns against the other. I don't know if it's a smear campaign. They've obviously both have reps who have been very outspoken about what's going on here, and they've talked in a negative way about the other. I don't think either of them have come out of this or will come out of this better. They are well worse than they were.
Yeah.
I think they've both damaged their careers. I think it's fair to even think that Ryan Reynolds' career has been damaged by this. And it seems like a blood feud that they are both intent on just destroying the other. But I think in the process, they might be destroying themselves and two really promising careers, obviously, that I don't know what they look like after this.
And you mentioned Hollywood running the other way. I've heard inklings of Taylor Swift trying to distance herself from the whole thing.
Yes.
You guys fight this stuff.
It broke up Taylor and, they don't have, I don't know if I have any more time, but they broke up their friend.
No way they
Taylor Swift. We're best friends.
They're not friends
That's
anymore?
the word on the street because of all this, because she looped him in with the whole, these are my dragons, Ryan and Taylor. These are I'm Khaleesi.
She was trying to use, Blake Lively was using Taylor Swift behind Taylor's back to try and essentially intimidate Justin Baldoni into getting him to change the movie that they were working on. And then in the lawsuit, those text messages come out, and Taylor sees this, and she goes, "Whoa! I don't want to be involved in this."
How weird!
Michael Babcock, great. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to talk to you,
Anytime.
man. Yeah,
I
really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Keep us posted. Michael Babcock from TMZ, everybody. We appreciate your time. We are about to take a quick break back here in Chicago, but when we come back, we are checking in with our now field correspondent, Justine Baker, out in the field.
Yes, she's talking about fresh fruits, fresh veggies, maybe some honey.
It is farmers market season back here in Chicago. It's always warm where Michael joined us from. I bet they have America's Bread Basket, California.
Year-round.
I know, year-round. It kind of makes me jealous, but we got good stuff cooking here in Chicago. We'll be right back with more Chicago Now after this.
Welcome back to Chicago Now, 10:21. So now we are going outside.
We are going outside into the elements.
Yes.
More specifically, to the heart of the loop. Daley Plaza Now, we talked on the show about how Friday is like the food truck celebration, the food truck Fridays. Thursday, talking about the farmers market, and we have sent our very own Justine Baker out to Daley Plaza to check things out for us. Justine, how is it going out there?
It feels amazing. The weather is great. You know, you're so excited when you get a little bit of sunshine and warmth in Chicago. And what better place to go to Daley Plaza Farmers Market? I'm having such a great time already.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so who have you talked to? What have you seen? What are the most popular items today?
So right now, I'm seeing a lot of lines in places that have produce, vegetables, fruit. It's around lunchtime, and it will be lunchtime. So people are coming by and they're grabbing, you know, some strawberries. These strawberries look amazing. They tell me that these snap peas are also a popular item. So something to snack on at your office when you're working. There's also so many other different things here. There's flowers and bagels, everything you can think of.
Bagels? Ooh.
Bagels, yeah, I was wondering, because correct me if I'm wrong, Justine, but these farmers markets, especially from the Daley Plaza, they go beyond just fruits and veggies, correct? Give us an idea of what else is on sale.
Correct. So I've seen things like empanadas, cheese stands,
Oh.
there's soap, nuts, everything you can think of. If you're sitting at work and you're like, I want a corn dog, I'm sure they might have a stand out there for you. There's so many different items here.
Have you seen some of these local farmers, where they're from? Have you chatted with any of them?
Yeah, I saw a few people. Right now I'm here at the Nichols Farm and Orchard. They have so many different items. They're all fresh, all local, right here from Illinois. So it's been a great time so far.
Okay, so Justine, when you go to farmers markets, I'm assuming this is not your first one. What kind of booze and stuff? Where do you gravitate toward?
So I always go in with a list. I say I'm going to start with a list. I end up with some soap, maybe 2 donuts, a plant that I don't know how to take care of, and I can never stick to a list. I'm a throw it in a bag type of girl.
Yeah, at the farmers market up where we live, they do have a little donut station where they're in real time deep frying the dough right in front of you,
And they
dipping
make you
it.
smell it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
gotta
everyone
buy
smells it as they go by, and you can either get like the plain like donut with the powdered sugar, or there's a chocolate version as well. So I'm always a sucker. My kids always want the fresh donuts. Not sure if they have any out there, but then at ours too, they've got like artisans and stuff like that selling
Artwork.
jewelry
Yeah,
and
sure.
artwork and that kind of thing. You seen anything like that out there, or is it pretty much just food and perishable stuff?
So far, I've just seen food, but I know that in the back a little bit, I thought I could see an arts and crafts kind of section. So right now, it's mostly just food for people who are getting something for lunch.
All right, is it busy out there, or is now a good time to come? It's 10:25, maybe right before lunchtime?
Now is a great time to come. It's so many options. If you just need something quick and you don't want fast food, this is a great option to try.
Okay, yeah, healthy too. You know, snap peas is not
Eat it on the
necessarily
way.
my go-to
I
desk
love those.
snack, but they are good, especially fresh ones. Justine, keep us posted. I know we're going to be checking back in with you. You're going to be speaking with someone live coming up, but what do you got in your hand right there? Oh, those are the fresh strawberries.
Strawberry season.
I've got
the
some
best.
strawberries and snap peas. Yeah.
The smell of those strawberries in the summer in Midwest. Oh
Right.
my gosh,
Justine, how late is this open today?
Delicious. Today, I believe it's open until 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Okay.
Good hours. Okay, so 10 to 2. Have fun out there. Justine, we're going to check back in with you a little bit later in the show, so maybe take a couple laps so we can get a full field court vision.
Yeah, we gotta get the camera
full court
shot.
vision. Yeah.
I'm going to go enjoy some strawberries.
Yeah, there you go. There's nothing better. Thanks, Justine. There was nothing better. My grandma used to take us. She used to live down in Indianapolis, and they had a bunch, but same soil. You know, we're
Sure,
talking about
yeah,
the Midwest.
yeah.
Those Midwest strawberries, so good. There's a difference. Have you ever gone like strawberry picking or berry picking
Yes,
at one
of
of the?
course. Here, but not anywhere else to compare.
I loved doing that as a kid. I
Yeah?
absolutely loved it. And then she would make, bless her heart, she would make
Strawberry
strawberry
jam?
pie afterwards.
Strawberry pie. I don't know if I've
yes.
ever had strawberry pie.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. My mom makes it for Theo on his birthday because that's his favorite. And he will eat, this is a 9-year-old kid, keep in mind, he will eat like 2/3 of a full pie because he likes it so much.
Is there a secret to this
It's
pie?
like a lot of sugar. I don't know, it's labor intensive from what my mom says, but it's like when it comes, first of all, she makes her dough from scratch.
Oh, okay.
And then the filling, it's like whole chunks of strawberries, but there's, I don't know how she does it, but there's like a gelatinous sweet sugar glaze over the entire thing. And I can see where Theo can't stop himself from eating it.
I'm sure it's amazing.
It is so good. I don't know if you call it compote or what, but it's something, it's like a strawberry glaze that ends up over all the strawberries. Very sugary.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I've made cherry pie before, but you've got to use the very sour cherries, and you add a ton of sugar.
To offset
but I'm
it,
wondering if that's what it is. It's just the sugar that kind of melts into
I think it is. I think it is.
This gooey, delicious. My mouth is watering.
I know. I know.
Maybe she'll bring us back some lunch.
Hey, Father's Day
and
is
some
coming up
strawberries.
on Sunday. Planting the seed.
I
right
burn
now.
everything. I should look up. Grady loves strawberry jam. I should.
That's what we get too. We get the strawberry jam.
I need to get the recipe.
Oh, well,
Maybe from your mom.
Yeah, she
But
can hook you
homemade
up. Actually,
crust,
I
that's-
have the recipe.
Oh.
I typed for her. I can't remember if it was a Christmas present or a birthday. She had all these loose leaf family recipes, just like on coffee stained and food stained paper scattered around in bits. I transcribed the entire catalog.
What a son.
As a either a Christmas or birthday present. So I can actually it's all in my email.
Did she cry?
My mom's not a very emotional person. She's very stoic.
Oh, is
Anne
she?
Ponce, very stoic woman. Yes.
What about your
yes.
dad?
He's more emotional.
So it's like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You know how you
Like
always kind of
yin and
compliment your
yang.
partner? Exactly.
Yeah.
My dad's like the affectionate.
Are you the
right?
emotional one?
I fell somewhere in between.
What about Maggie?
We're both. How about you guys?
I don't know. I wouldn't say
Interesting.
either one of us are really emotional. Yeah. No, but neither one of us are stoic either, so I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, it falls somewhere in the middle. I'd say that's
Sure,
for me
yeah,
and
yeah.
Maggie as
Wow, well, that's
I'll
a
forward
very
you that
sweet
recipe.
idea.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, you were going to get me up to speed on this zebra situation?
Yes, yeah.
A zebra
we
situation.
missed it yesterday. We were going to talk about it and like the reaction to Ed the zebra being flown through the sky on a helicopter.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. Okay, I heard there was a hoisting involved.
There was a hoisting.
There was a hoisting.
A
All right.
hoisting. Yes.
When we come back, Ed the zebra and
Loose
a
zebra.
dramatic hoisting.
Tennessee.
We'll be right back.
Maybe? Hello.
Hi, now
Hi.
hear us. Hi.
Hi, is this a secret or can I share?
No, you could share
Okay,
that.
Ponce just sent me the recipe for the pie. So here's what you gotta do. You gotta cook the pie first, the crust. Then you put half of your quart of strawberries in the bottom. Then you use the remaining berries, mash them, bring the mixture to a boil, stir in 1 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then once it boils, you boil it for 1 minute, you cool it, and you pour berries in the pie shell and you chill.
And you let it
That
chill.
is
You do
so
have to.
easy.
So yeah, you do have to let it
Chill.
sit.
Yes.
Okay, because there's something, I don't know if it's coagulate is the right
Yes.
verb, but like it settles. You know what I mean?
So there's no pie crust on top.
No.
It's strawberries.
Exactly.
Ooh.
There's no. It doesn't go on top. So you
This
have.
is doable.
It's very doable. I'd
Wow.
love to know how it turns out, Caitlin. So keep us posted.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about a zebra.
do
Let's
it.
talk about Ed the zebra. So I'm sure you have heard of this zebra that got loose in Tennessee. So his name is Ed, and after he escaped, they had to catch this guy. Over the next week, they tried to capture him. They couldn't do it, so they ended up using a helicopter. And it became a viral sensation as Ed the zebra was being flown and kind of carried through the sky. So the TikToks that came after this are phenomenal. So we're gonna play you a couple.
Look, it's Glinda.
Let us speak loud.
Poor Ed.
So if you can't find me to the western sky, has someone told me lately? Everyone deserves a chance to fly.
I'm having one of those "the internet never fails" moments.
I love that.
right now.
People are so funny.
Were they redepositing him in his, like, credit to the pilot of that helicopter, by the way, to gently re-release Ed back into his native habitat?
What,
Do we know, guys, was he reunited with his...
the owner? Yeah.
Oh, owner or zoo? So this wasn't a zoo animal? Owner.
Which it looked to me like he was laying there. Like, I wonder if they had to tranquilize
Him
him.
before he did it.
But my question is this the only option? Did we have to use a helicopter? Could we not
Listen,
have gotten a little truck?
Ed was on the run for a week.
So it was an emergency situation.
Yeah, I think.
So maybe that owner had big bucks. Be like, I'm going to take my private helicopter out and.
That's a good question, Caitlin. After the situation, I've heard of folks getting like ambulance service in Chicago for like a medical condition, and then they think the whole ordeal's done. They go to
Big
the
bill.
mail.
Big bill.
Huge bill.
Yeah.
And I don't know that like insurance covers everything. I know there's stuff like that. I just wonder if Ed's owner got some massive, hey, here's your helicopter deployment bill.
You know, if you can afford to feed a zebra,
Maybe you have money to
you might be
transport
all
that zebra.
right.
So
In Tennessee.
from what we know, hi, I grabbed
Hi,
a microphone so you can
Yeah,
actually hear me,
birthday
so I'm
girl
not just
shouting
yelling.
it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, hello. So from what we were talking about on the earlier show was that he had just been transported to these new owners as well. So he was making a break for it.
He was trying to go back home.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who owns zebras, though?
I don't know.
You know? Like,
Well,
who-
there's like animal sanctuaries. I know you're working on a series of pieces about animal rescue and that. When you went to the facility, were there any
Zebras?
exotic animals? I mean,
No.
maybe not zebras, but anything exotic?
No, mostly local,
Okay.
animals that were found in the wild.
Whenever we do these stories, I always think about, because I read to my young one every night, it
Yeah.
settles them down. This has all the makings of like a children's
It
book.
absolutely
There's like
does.
Lyle the crocodile. All the children's book have protagonists as animals, and like I loved that caption in TikTok. His friends will never believe him, because
Yeah.
that's like what would happen in the children's book. Hey guys, get this.
If you guys could own like a not traditional domestic animal, what animal do you guys think you would?
Ooh,
a koala.
Ooh, yeah, I was thinking that too.
Or a sloth.
That'd be so cute,
How cute.
like a little koala.
Imagine if you could carry it around.
I have would there be a way to stunt the growth of a tiger and just keep the tiger cub for eternity?
I don't think so, Anthony.
Probably not. They would have figured that out, like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Because like those things are so stinking cute.
They
You ever
probably
seen a tiger cub?
Strong
They
bite,
are
though, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, strong bite. But you know when they're little, so cute. The problem is when they get to be a certain size, all of a sudden you're in danger. So
Yeah.
it goes from like really
Friendly
cute
to,
and friendly to
"I'm
like,
scared
oh,
of
I don't
you."
want a Siegfried and Roy type situation.
about
But
like
that
a-
would be ideal.
Baby elephant.
Them are
Baby
so
elephant.
cute.
I want to hold a baby elephant's foot.
I bet it's still like 500 pounds.
Probably. But have you seen elephant feet? Elephant legs go into a foot that's just
What is it cute to you?
solid stump. I would like to see it up
Yeah.
close. Maybe give it a little
Caitlin,
tickle.
I would like to see a baby elephant foot. Your specificity is so great.
Yeah.
What is it about? Just the shape intrigues you?
Let me pull up a picture.
Of a baby elephant. It's not like a.
Can you picture a baby elephant's leg?
I'm sure we can grab one real quick. Hold on, we'll have
Zoom
Serena
it
grab
in.
that for you.
I
Oh
just
my
feel like
gosh,
that
what
would be a
else?
very sweet little animal to have.
It would have to
And the
be in the
wrinkly skin.
cat fam. I mean, like I'm a
You?
cat guy.
Come on.
I'm a cat guy.
Really?
Proud. We got two. One of them's little nuts.
What?
But you know what?
What about like a fox? Is that the
They're
same?
so cute. We actually have a fox in our neighborhood.
Okay.
Speaking of wildlife, yeah, it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable.
Sure.
It's got this bushy red tail. It's a rare sighting, but I have seen it
fox.
2 or 3 times. We've been living at our place 4 years. I've seen 2 or 3 fox sightings. All right, there is a baby
Look at that
elephant
little elephant.
foot.
Baby elephant foot.
Look at the scale.
Like,
You're
are you
right.
kidding?
I guess you could. I mean, I doubt I could lift that thing,
It's
but look
the
at
cutest.
They
Very
are
sweet.
quite cute.
Poor mama elephant is pregnant with this giant animal in her belly. Can you imagine the weight of that, Anthony?
And I've heard that it's no easy feat to take down an elephant. Like I don't know who's at the top of the
food
jungle
chain?
food chain, but elephant has got to be up there.
More like above giraffe,
Ooh.
you know? Because
Ooh.
I feel like a giraffe would be even harder to get to. I would.
'Cause they're so
I would love
fast.
a baby giraffe as a pet too.
Oh, that would be adorable. as
Although that
well.
would be hard later.
We fed a giraffe on our most recent spring break trip out
Long
in
tongues, huh?
Tucson. They do, and we were feeding it. You go up on this platform. I don't know if you can do it at the Lincoln Park Zoo, but we did it at a zoo in Tucson. And what they do is they have the kids climb up this huge platform, so you're kind of on the second floor, and now you're eye level with Jeffrey the giraffe, and you can.
Can I
feed
tell
it.
you something?
It's really cool.
Speaking of wild animals, did you know on your TV, I don't know if this was you, I think it wasn't on YouTube. I think we just have like a Samsung TV. You can pull up live safari footage. So you'll be watching a live safari on your TV.
Like in real time.
In real time.
Oh, that's
And sometimes
cool.
it's quiet and peaceful, I thought that was super cool, but also you don't know what
That is really cool if it's live.
Live.
Because then you don't know you don't know what could happen.
Yeah, and you've got like the guide is taking the camera. So like the camera's on the back of the guide and the guide will talk to you and then take you through and say, oh, this is what we're doing today.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes.
Send out the link. All right, so after a quick break, we are gonna check back in with Justine, who is out at the Daley Plaza Farmers Market this Thursday morning. She is gonna be joined by a very special guest. That is when we come back, so stay with us.
Welcome back, 10:42. Anthony, I am so tired today.
I'm sorry to hear that.
How are you physically feeling?
You know what? Today is since I was off Monday and Tuesday, today is I guess I only have a 3-day work week, so today's like my Tuesday, so I'm actually doing better.
Oh, so you're cruising.
Yeah, I'm doing better than I normally am on Thursday, because like, as the week goes on, we on this morning shift, we progressively lose more and more energy.
Yes.
Then you recharge the battery on the weekend, then you do it all over again.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, indeed.
Like Sunday night, you're like,
You're
I'm going to
recovered.
stay up and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
And then by Thursday, you're like, I'm toast.
Exactly.
The baby woke up 852 times last night.
No.
I don't know why. Maybe he's teething. Just
My 4-year-old
uncomfortable.
slept on the floor underneath his bed last night. I have no idea why. When I put him down, read those
Under
Shel
the bed.
Silverstein poems, I went to bed, everything was fine. Maggie sent me a picture first thing this morning. Jero slept on the floor all night
No
with a
panic?
picture of him. There's a carpet under there. He had his blankie thing.
She wasn't like, where did my kid go?
She must have had a little bit of a moment. I have not had a chance to speak with her about it.
Okay.
All right, Caitlin, before we head back out to Justine, what is your go-to farmer's market item?
I would say fruit.
Fruit,
probably.
me too. The strawberries looked amazing.
Blueberries, all the fruit things.
Yeah.
I don't think I would necessarily purchase veggies, because a lot of times I purchase veggies and they go bad. But I want something that I'm going to be able to just eat right
The
then
fruit
and
is
there.
noticeably better. Noticeably better
Oh,
at the
yeah.
farmer's market. All right, we are checking back in with our very own Justine Baker, who is live at Daley Plaza at the farmer's market, and she is joined by a very special guest. Justine, take it away.
Hi guys, Caitlin, I agree with you. I absolutely love the fruit here. I may or may not have eaten an entire carton of strawberries during the break, but I'm here with the Chicago Farmers Market's Program Director, Sandra Carrera. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. Can you tell us a little bit about the Farmers Market?
Sure, absolutely. Well, this farmers market is the longest running farmers market in the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago DCASE, Department of Cultural Affairs, operates 5 different markets across the city in different neighborhoods like Austin, Bronzeville, and Pullman, along with Division Street, which is the Gold Coast. And today our Austin Farmers Market opens, so we're super excited about that. It opens from 1 to 6 p.m. And if you want to find out more about all the other markets that are available in Chicago, you can go to chicagofarmersmarkets.us.
And so I hear that you have some vendors that have been here for 2 decades. Talk to me about that. What keeps them coming back?
I mean, look at that. Look at this. It's the Daley Plaza. It's the only plaza in the world that has a Picasso in it. It's historic, and, you know, people gather here from all over the city. It's the hustle and bustle, and it's a great place for all these local farmers to really unload all of their surplus of beautiful harvest.
So I know that you guys have more than just produce and fruits and veggies. What else do you guys have out here?
Well, we have a lot of value-added products, so things like jams and honey and salsas, lots of flowers and plants, and then also baked goods from savory to sweet. This year we also have a new vendor that is selling popsicles and ice cream. So there's so much variety, and our main goal is really, like I said, to support all these local entrepreneurs and local artisanal food makers.
That's amazing. So can you talk to me about how you see the farmers markets growing? I know there's live music at some. What else do you guys see growing?
Oh yeah, sure. So some of the opportunities with having a farmers market are all the variety of programming you can have, like, you know, maybe some chef demos or some kids programming where, you know, kids can be taught how to grow and plant seeds, and then just really taste something new. That's one of the most beautiful things about farmers markets is you can try things that you never had before and walk away going, oh my God, I love this, and this is going to be part of my life from now on.
That's incredible. And I hear a little bit about this Maxwell Street Farmers Market. Can you talk to me about that?
Well, Maxwell Street technically is not a farmers market. It's just an open air market, and that is actually the oldest market in the city of Chicago in the history. And it's an immigrant market. It started with migration here, and there are all kinds of things that you can find there, and that's the beauty of Maxwell Street. You know, from tools to plants to jewelry to vintage items. It really is a smorgasbord of amazing products.
And what day of the week is that open?
So Maxwell Street is one Sunday a month until October. And those dates you can find on our website as well.
Oh, great. Well, I know that we have a vendor right behind us. Can we check them out a little bit?
Let's go talk.
All right. Okay. Are we going? Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So tell me a little bit about the original empanoli.
Yeah, so I'm Alex with Napoli Foods. We sell the original empanoli, gluten-free hand pies, gluten-free grannies, baking mixes, salsa, spice rubs. So I have celiac disease, so I had to come up with my own recipes, and many of these recipes are inspired by my mother, Lola.
Okay. And so what is an empanoli if someone doesn't know what it is?
An empanoli is a combination empanada plus ravioli.
Oh,
So we actually assemble these like a ravioli. Texture's just like an empanada.
is this the only farmers market that we can find you at?
We are at the Logan Square Farmers Market this Sunday. We're at the Skokie Farmers Market next Sunday. So we switch off every other Sunday. Saturdays we're at Horner Park and Park Ridge. Wednesdays we're at Ravenswood Farmers Market and also Uptown Farmers Market.
And what inspired you to start selling your products at farmers markets?
My mom's picadillo empanada. Once I found out I had celiac disease, I couldn't find it gluten-free, and I had high cholesterol. I was searching for something baked, so I came up with my own dough formula, and the rest is history.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. And so I hear we have someone else that's been here for 2 decades?
Yes, so we have Dan Disterhef from D&S Farms.
Okay. Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Let's move over here a little bit. And tell me about yourself. How long have you been at the farmers market?
I've been here, this is probably my 26th year, I'm thinking, and we love it. We love being around the people and good leadership here, and I kind of have it made here.
Talk to me about some of the products you have.
Yes, we're into the strawberry and rhubarb season right now, and yeah, we've got some apples left over from last year in the CA storage, and a few other things, some sugar snap peas. So yeah, we're just getting going in the season here.
So for 25 years you've been coming here, 26 years.
Yeah.
What inspired you to come, and what keeps you coming?
Well, I guess I just really love coming to the city. It's kind of the best of both worlds to me, to be on the farm one day and in the city the next day and serving the public and seeing all the smiles and the great people here.
So all of the items that you sell, are those all local from the farm?
Yes, local, and some couple of the things are grown in the greenhouse, but like the berries and rhubarb, that's field grown. So yeah, we try to. Soon we'll have some tomatoes from the greenhouse. So yeah, it's a little of both.
And would you say these are your most popular items?
At this time of the season, yes. Most people are wanting like the strawberries and the rhubarb, mainly the strawberries to just fresh eat. But then they'll take it and make pies and different things together, jam.
Yeah.
So yes.
That's incredible. Can you talk to me about the importance of supporting local business owners and farmers?
Yes. It's important to me to come here and to support the business owners, you say. Well, me being a business owner, it's good for us to come and sell our product, but as far as the public and everything, it's just nice to bring something fresh that's good for them and good to eat.
That's great.
So,
Thank
yes.
you so much. Thank
Thank you.
So if someone's looking to support the farmers markets, what's the best way?
The best way is to really get out there and find out where your nearest farmers market is. You can go to ChicagoFarmersMarkets.us, and you can also visit other neighborhoods and check out what they have to offer. And get out there and shop and spread the word and bring a friend.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend or you need links or anything, we'll have that all on our website. I'm going to go check around. I smell some good items around.
Take a
Back
lap
to you guys.
for all of us. Justine, thank you so much for that report. So fun to meet some of those lovely folks out there doing great stuff. All right, back here in studio, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to run through some of the trending topics that is taking over the Chicago subreddit, which is always a good time, my favorite part of the show. Before we sign off, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Anthony, too, off of that, piggybacking off of our farmers market comment, isn't it cool about how we have the city here and you could just drive 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you could be in a farm?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it, too.
We were just, as you know, I just got back from Graceland, and so that involved a lot of time on I-57, and I was marveling at that same phenomenon. The corn's getting higher. We saw a lot of crop dusting planes that were coming really close to the internet. My dad, or interstate internet. My dad was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But you ever seen a crop dusting, like, biplane
I've heard
fertilizing the crops?
Crop dusting in other ways.
Ah!
But that's about it.
It's an actual real thing.
Okay.
But yes,
I love that.
farmland
That's really
is
interesting.
very close to the city of Chicago, although we got these tall
life.
buildings, and that's why the farmers market's so fresh. Yeah.
Chef's kiss. All right, so let's talk about what's trending, eh?
Let's talk about what's trending. First and foremost, this is kind of piggybacking off of our conversation with Mr. Peter Fonseca yesterday, White Sox fan extraordinaire. This photo hit the internet minutes after we got done talking with Peter yesterday.
One of us.
This is not photoshopped either.
Not photoshopped. There was a lot of speculation. Hey, did White Sox fans do this? But here's the backstory, everybody. Apparently, this is in St. Peter's Square, threw that hat on because there was a couple from I'm guessing from the Chicago area, because they were about to get married. They went to Vatican City, showed up, met the Pope, and the groom of this about to be married couple threw on a Sox hat. So I don't know the backstory about how the Pope ended up with the hat on it, but perfect timing with the celebration, that event happening on Saturday at Rate Field. How amazing.
Do you think he knows that the event is going to be kicking off?
I think so too, because word is that he recorded a pre-recorded message for the crowd on Saturday. So
I wonder if that's true.
Maybe he still had the hat on.
Obviously, he put the hat on. He is a true fan.
Have you ever seen a pope wearing a hat other than like the traditional garments?
No, and it makes him almost like he's one of us.
Yeah,
But
humanizes
he's really
him.
not one of us. But you know what I mean?
I totally know what
Yeah,
you mean.
he likes a little baseball.
On a similar note, do we have another? Was this another White Sox related thing?
It
No, it's another
is.
Pope related thing.
So this is on the Chicago Classics and Six Corners. Let's see, what is this? It's a street art that's popped up.
Pope.
Done by Don Mega Art. What does he have in his hand? Is that Malort? What's on the right
It's
side?
it looks like it looks like hot sauce, but that is a bottle of Malort.
It is Malort. Yep.
And that's a Chicago-style dog.
A Chicago dog.
And you can see his Pope garment is decked out with the Chicago six-pointed star.
Yep.
I like how Peter Fonseca doesn't call him Pope Leo; he calls him Pope Bob.
Why?
Yeah, because it's Robert Prevost. That's his
Oh.
name. And I think they called him Father Bob. I think he was known as Father Bob before he
Was
became
he?
Pope. By the folks that knew him, I mean.
Yeah, sure.
Because he kind of worked his way up to the ranks of the Catholic Church. But yeah, Pope Bob.
He must be a really nice guy.
He does
He
have
won
that
the
friendly
popular
face,
vote.
right? Doesn't he have a friendly
He
face?
does have a kind face.
He has a kind face, absolutely.
We love our Pope.
All right, what else? We only have a couple seconds left. What
Do we
else
have
do we
any
have
more?
trending? The beach is packed. Let's check this out.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Beautiful
yeah.
Lake Michigan. The city is coming alive. Look at the beautiful water.
We're so lucky. Yeah, it is packed. I thought it was going to be a joke, like it was really empty, but
People are starting to go?
it's time to thaw out.
I wonder if that
Chicago.
was, Delaney, was that taken yesterday?
Most
I
likely.
believe so.
Okay, because it did get to, Mike said that in certain parts of the area.
90s.
90s.
Emily was at the beach yesterday. Our very own Emily Walls went to the beach in Chicago yesterday.
You have to check my Instagram. I do not want to know what my water bill is going to be because my
Sprinkler
kids
under your trampoline.
hose
Oh.
all over the trampoline. They wheeled the hose over to the trampoline itself, and all the neighborhood boys. There were, I think, 8 kids in my trampoline, and they were just jumping and spraying, jumping and passing along. I don't know what game they were
Nobody
playing.
hurt
It went on
themselves?
for so long. Thank goodness no one hurt them. It went on for so long, and I'm not going to like shut that down. I mean, I'll just pay the. It was like summer is here. I actually loved it.
How did your grass look after? A little
We'll see today. It was probably really soggy, but underneath the trampolines, the grass, I don't think it's going to do well because it's just
Oh.
like not
You know,
getting
I
any
saw
light.
your post about that.
Did you
It
see
made
that?
me want to buy a trampoline.
It's so far it's paid off, but like, and my neighbors were saying, hey, that trampoline, best investment ever. I'm like, let's just all knock on wood that there's not going to be any
Suing happening.
Exactly, or any major injuries.
Do you have
Minor
to-
injuries, I'm fine with.